4-5 phantoms. Jordan's murders and the scandals. Crocodile break for your manners.
Let's get into it. So, our producers asked you, obviously, a word that inspires you, and it was the phase reality, your dreams come true. That's basically when it's reality, right?
Correct.
So, let's talk about it.
Correct. Growing up, I'm not gonna say growing up. When I was younger, I was a huge Future fan.
Okay.
A huge fan. Listen to everything he did. Like, that's a lot of people in my childhood. Like, they know. Like, when they think of me, they're like, "Oh, he's a Future fan." I don't listen. I don't listen to him as much as I used to when I was younger. But in one of his songs, he says like, "Reality is when your dreams come true," and I was just like, I don't know. That always stuck with me. It always stuck with me, and I was kind of just like, when I ventured off into the content creation side of like kind of like what I do.
Yeah.
I was looking for something like how to grow myself, something I can like a model that I can live by, that's something that can like encourage me like to keep going. And it's like, reality is when your dreams come true. Like none of this seems like, I'm not gonna say real, but none of it seems like it can happen because like you're just on a course that's like, as long as I stay this course, like everything will work.
Right.
It'll pay off. Like it's gonna happen, right? But it's no like for sure like with that. Like,
So let's talk about a moment when your dreams actually came true. Since that's the topic, let's talk about it.
I mean, my dreams come true kind of like, they have been coming true. I would say that they haven't came true as like as far as like what I want. Because right now I currently still work the 9 to 5. I still do work the 9 to 5. My goal is to not work my 9 to 5. It's not to work my 9 to 5. That's when my reality for my dreams will come true. Then that's when I know.
When you know you don't have to work anymore.
I don't have to work. I can do my content full
like
time.
50 Cent says, like literally when you sitting and that money's rolling in.
When it's rolling,
I get it.
You don't make money. You're not
Absolutely.
rich until you making money and you sleep. That's you're not
Bingo.
rich. But I mean, I have no problem working. Like that's not my issue. But I mean, like as far as like what I do, like as far as like my work ethic and like the brands that I've worked with, like things that I've done. Like I mean, just as far as last year alone, I did work with Adidas last year. I did work with JD Sports last year. I did work with Temu last year. I did work with.
And those are big brands.
Those are big brands,
yes.
big companies, things that kind of makes me go, wow. Like really,
to have that on your resume.
To have it on my resume, like
they
they reached out to me. Like I'm doing work with them. Like I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. Like it's just like it's amazing. Like so, like my reality for my dreams do come true because
that's a dream come true right there.
I'm working with
Yes.
big brands, like doing amazing things, creating content on my own. Like I don't have a middleman, no manager,
just doing it on your own.
No photographer that shoots it for. Well, I do have a videographer. I gotta shout out my guy Jam. I gotta shout my guy Jam. That's my right hand man. But he's taught me a lot as well. But like it's for 99% of my content.
It's basically you, but every now and
then, like when I shoot for, I work with a jewelry brand, GLD. That's where all my jewelry is from.
Yes.
I connect with him and he shoots my videos for me. He does an amazing job.
So walk us through the moment when you wanted to do the modeling. Like what I know, Future obviously was your inspiration.
Yeah.
What drove you to say, you know what, I want to do this whole modeling thing?
So like growing up, I can say growing up now.
Yes.
But like growing up, like my parents and everyone around me used to always tell me like, dude, you're tall, you're slim, like you're dark skinned, you're handsome, like you're a good looking guy, like you should model. And I was always just like, okay, how do I do it? Like I don't care about it's not that I'm scared of it. Okay, how do I do it? I always had the outgoing personality. I always had that in my life, so that's not the problem. Like, just how do I do it? And they were kind of just like, nobody would ever give me an answer. Nobody would ever give me an answer on how do I do it, how do I get into
Instead
it,
of just telling me like
you should do it. Okay, how? Nobody would ever give me an answer. I had a cousin that was like, I'm gonna link you up with my guy. He does XYZ and blah 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 blah. Never happened. I'm like, all right. So everyone's telling me you should do it, but no one's telling me how to do it. I used to model in a few fashion shows in local in Northwest Indiana for a lady, Queen Toppins. Got to shout out Queen Toppins as well. She's another amazing woman. Taught me a lot as far as like walking on the runway. Her shows that I've been a part of. I walked in a few of her shows, but it just wasn't not gonna say it wasn't what I was looking for. I just wanted to always go to the next level. I want to go to the next level. I need to know who can I meet, who can I talk to, and I met people there as well that modeled at that higher level. But it still wasn't like, okay, how do I get there? You know, I never got I was never getting the information that I kind of needed. So what ended up happening? My mom ended up finding a show in Chicago. Guess what the show was? Guess who the show was? Miss Sherry Gerhardt.
Sherry, oh my gosh! Shout out Sherry Gerhardt. Shout her out.
You gotta shout out Sherry.
Shout her out.
You gotta shout out Sherry Gerhardt. Another amazing woman that I met on my modeling career, on my journey. But that is the first big show that I walked in, and I was at the Palmer House.
I've walked for her numerous times.
I believe that was in 2018, 2019. It was a Laugh Out Loud charity event.
Yep.
It was the 10th annual show that she did.
I think I did that. I remember that.
And that was when it was like 500 plus models.
Yes, huge.
How many other designers it was? Like, I met a ton of designers, ton of models.
That experience alone was amazing. So I know if I experienced it, you've experienced it.
Amazing journey, and I met a ton of people. I met a ton of people who never even modeled before, and that was the first time doing that.
Yes,
I modeled before, and I was still kind of like, oh, like this is big. Like, this is something that's kind of like this is that next level that I was looking for. And I almost told my mom originally. I remember I was in college at that point. I was still going finishing my 2-year courses. And I remember telling my mom, I was getting ready to tell my mom, I don't want to do that. I was nervous because it just seemed like it was so big of an event.
It's being intense.
In Chicago, it sounds like that's like the big league stuff. And I was nervous. I was going to tell her no, and I was like, I was typing it out, and I was like, dude, isn't this what you want to do?
Hello. You kept going. You kept going.
I'm like, how will you get to that next level or do what you want to do if the opportunity comes up and you tell them, no, you don't want to do it? So I was like, you know what, man, all right, I'm going to do it. I was nervous, and I was kind of nervous, but I always have that outgoing personality, so I know kind of like how to laugh, joke, like mingle in, fit in with people, and like to not make it so awkward. So it's just like doing that. And I remember I came to the audition and I was like, dressed up, like, because I never did something like this before. So I came.
So this definitely.
I came over the top dressed up. Like, I thought it was just supposed to, I came over the top dressed up to that. So when you go to like a model audition, you just put black t-shirt,
technically,
black pants, black shoes, that's it. No, I was like, I had a black overcoat peacoat that I got from Zara. Then I had a tie.
But you brought it.
I had some slacks on. I had some slippers like for my shoes, like some it wasn't dress shoes, but like the slippers that you have, like the slide-ons, and I had like a tie, I had like a scarf, like I came done up, and I was looking around, I was like, nobody's really dressed like me. Everybody's just in t-shirt and pants, and I'm just like, okay, but everybody complimented me though. Everybody was, oh my god, dude,
you came. Hey, this is an audition.
It's an audition. That's what I'm saying. It's an audition. Like I really got to go all out. But that's when I kind of started learning. What I got to do. I talked to a ton of people, photographers. What I got to do. What's this? How do I get started? Kind of meeting people, just like I don't know. Like this is my first time doing this. I'm hoping I can meet people. And I actually got scouted by an agency.
She does. She has agencies there sometimes.
Agencies are there sometimes. It was actually the Rock Agency.
The Rock Agency. They're always there.
Yeah, the Rock Agency scouted me, and I went there. I did not make it though. Like I went there, but like they said no. They said no to me.
They said no.
And you know the crazy thing is, I was telling like everything was going good when I was there. Everything was going good, and I said like my dream was to like move to California, and I felt the conversation change, like the energy change. I felt it. Like I read people's energy, faces, emotions, like body. I read all that, and I could tell everything shifted. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not. And they don't want me.
But it don't stop there.
It didn't stop there. It almost did though. So that's what I would say. That's a point in my career.
That was just the first. That was the first. Obviously.
That was like when I was like, I obviously I can't do this. I was like, no. I'm like, no.
So when you finally actually did the whole runway thing, what was the experience like being on the runway?
Oh, it was
especially that had to be your first time.
That wasn't my first time. That was my first time like at an event that big.
That big. Yeah.
Like, I loved it. I'm a.
Jeez.
I notice I do what I try to. I'm working on it. I'm a lot better, but I have only child syndrome.
You have what is it?
Only child syndrome.
Oh, are you?
So I'm the only child. So like the attention is always like what I kind of seek. What I kind of like. It has to be like about me. Like because I grew up, everything was always about me. Like it was always like, "How's your day? What did you do today? How was Matt's day?
And it's all over. I mean, you can't help that it's hey, that's how you were raised. It was just you.
I never noticed that though. I never noticed that though until other people were like, "Do you have only child syndrome?" And I was denied it. I was like, I finally realized one day I was like, "Okay, I think I do have
you
that."
You think you do?
So like when the attention is on me, like I love it, and I make sure I try to capitalize and make it the best, so people like remember that guy, his energy, his face. It's always like what I kind of seek, what I kind of like. It has to be like about me, like because I grew up, everything was always about me. Like it was always like, "How's your day? What did you do today? How was Matt's day?"
And it's all over. I mean, you can't help that it's hey, that's how you were raised. It was just you.
I never noticed that though. I never noticed that though until other people like, "Do you have only child syndrome?" And I was denied it. I was like, I finally realized one day I was like, "Okay, I think I do have that."
You think you do?
So like when
I always tell people, leave your mark.
Yeah.
I always say that. Yeah. Just being you, whatever you do, you leave a mark. Well, obviously, you walked in this room like. You left your mark already. You already did. Like your style alone is. Yeah, you've already left your mark. Like because everybody, everybody's personality is different. Obviously, yeah, everybody's style. People got their own styles. Yeah. But some people are just a little more memorable. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I said, your mark.
That's what I always try to do. So when I hit that runway, I was nervous. I was nervous all the way up into it. When I hit the runway, I swear all the nervousness went away. And I was just like, let's just kill it. Let's just kill it. Like
the lights, camera, action.
Let's kill it. I mean, this is my moment. Like, let's kill it. And granted, I only walked for one designer.
Why?
I don't know.
And you still brought that energy.
I killed it. Like I brought the energy. I killed it. Like, and I was just like this is my moment. Like growing up, like I was a pitcher. A lot of people don't know, but when I played baseball, I was a pitcher, and the reason I was a pitcher because who do you have to look at before every play? You always have to look at the pitcher.
Bingo.
Because he's the one throwing the ball. So you have to, everyone knows
exactly
what my number is or what my position is, or the tall guy that he has this. They're talking about me. They're trying to figure out how to hit against me. So it's like I did that. A lot of people didn't know that. That's the reason I really love to pitch, because it was about me. So I do a lot of things that modeling. It's about me. Like it's about me. So it's like I put on a great outfit, or I have like a brand sends me this type of, like, one of my favorite pieces
that you're wearing. So obviously you glossing in here. Right, I love it. I love the style. By the way, so how did you started off obviously with the modeling. So let's talk about how the whole influencer became and the content creation. Yeah. How all of that basically was after the whole modeling. Or was it like around the same?
It's the same.
The same.
So it's the same. So a lot of people like. It depends on who the person is. To me, it's one of the same, but depending on the person, it may not be, because it's like, you know how like you'll have like this is an Instagram model, like they're just really good at posting on Instagram, but like when it comes down to the actual going to a studio and work with a brand, like they don't have that. All they can do is pose for Instagram, for camera, like they know that. But when it comes to going to a studio and they can't do that really well. Like me, like I said, I want to model, so that was my thing. I was like, I want to model. Okay, but then I started looking at. I thought the only way to model was to go through an agency.
Nope.
I thought that was the only way.
Nope.
So that's why
a lot of people thought that, even me.
That's why when the Rock agency turned me down, I was depressed for a week. Like, I was really sad. I was really hurt. Like I was like didn't want to come out of my room. Like didn't want to do anything. Like I was really sad for a week, and I was just like they told me no, like I can't model now. Like I can't. That's literally what I thought though. But like a week went by, and I was just like. Dude, no, that's just one place.
That's just one
place that told you no. So I was like, that's just one place that told you no. So there's like how many other agencies out here? But I'm still thinking the only way to model is through an agency. I'm like, how many other agencies out there? I'm like, okay.
A lot of models, believe it or not, are not with agencies.
Yeah.
A lot of them are content creations or influencers where they're modeling, even like Fashion Nova, for example.
Correct.
Like a lot of people are modeling online, just buying the clothes, and they get percentages off modeling their brands, and they have like different codes and stuff. If somebody buy your clothing and stuff like that, so it's not always through an agency. An agency helps, but a lot of times you can do your own thing. So viewers, you hear this, if you are trying to do the whole modeling and you want to get into that field, it's not always through an agency. There are always other ways that people don't talk about. They always think agency is good, don't get me wrong, because you want to have the training. Obviously you want to have certain knowledge about the modeling business, but it's not like a mandatory thing or a thing that you have to do. So let's just definitely put that
Yeah,
out there
let's put
so
it
the
out.
viewers will
Yeah.
understand that clearly.
You guys have to grab Black Tint Serpent from James Oro. This frame is no question my statement pair with the custom serpent temples and diamond stones for the eyes. It checks every box for me. Unique, lightweight, even with the ability to adjust for the perfect fit. I love the stainless steel gold finish, and I know they'll look just as good on you. Grab your pair to see for yourself.
It's like, you know, like you have, it's like artists. Like artists are signed to a label, right?
Yep.
Or you have a ton of artists I heard who are independent.
Yep.
They're not signed to anybody.
A lot of
So-
independent artists, like for example, Chance the Rapper.
Right.
Prime example. He never signed to
signed.
nobody, and he made that clear he wasn't going
He
to.
wasn't going to because.
And
he
look how
signed to
big he
somebody.
became,
Right.
and all the stuff that he's done.
Absolutely.
Without that. So same scenario. If you guys get an
Just
understanding
different
of what we're
avenues.
saying,
Just different avenues,
absolutely.
different avenues. And what you got to
Yep.
realize is when it's solely you don't have anybody controlling you. You don't have anybody telling you what to do. You don't have nobody saying you can't produce this, you can't put this out. You control everything. You control all the money, what goes down. You're your own. You are. That's the definition of being your own boss.
Yes.
Literally, that's the definition of being your own boss. Like nobody can tell you how to do this, where to be. What you make that. You make all that up. I reply back to the company saying, yes. Let's do this. No, I don't think this is good. Or I'm budgeting. I'm talking about my rate. I'm talking about what I think I should be
Exactly.
compensated for this. Or the middleman. Like there's no middleman. Like everything comes solely to me.
To you.
So
And it's nothing like having your own money.
Yeah.
Agency, so we get this out there, agency is going to have a percentage, whether
Correct.
it's 10% or whether it's 30%. There's
Correct.
always percentages. But when
Always.
you're your own boss, like he's mentioning, because he's obviously worked for Adidas and other big name companies,
Mm-hmm.
and you making money your own. It's to you. It's not percentages to an agency, basically.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
amazing. Let's talk about how did you get involved with, like, Temu you mentioned.
Yeah. JD
I think was it
Sports.
Shane is one of them, or was it Adidas?
JD
Adidas.
Sports.
Amazing, big
Temu,
brands.
This brand is James Oro. The jewelry brand is Shop GLD. Another brand is Black Taylor. Honestly, my entire
There's a lot.
yeah. Honestly, my entire
And
outfit
Adidas is
free.
pretty big. How did you get involved with them?
So, what happened? So the big name companies have third parties that reach out. It doesn't come directly from Adidas. So it didn't come directly from Adidas. It came directly from JD Sports though.
JD Sports.
Calvin Klein reached out to me. It didn't come directly from Calvin Klein.
Wow.
Did not even work. I did not get a chance to work with Calvin Klein because I thought who reached out to me. I thought it was spam. I get a lot of spam emails. A ton of spam. I get,
When you're modeling, especially in the entertainment business, you're gonna get a lot of
I
spam,
get a
and you
ton
might
of-
ignore the one.
I might ignore, and
That
I've
one.
seen it from Calvin. And
That
I've seen it from Calvin
Yes.
Klein, and I was like, I think this is spam. And I was just like, but they email me again, which spam does that though. They email me, he was just following back, they follow back up with me,
Yes.
and I was like, let me look at this, and I looked at it again. But I always research. Go to the company name, go to this, go to the website, see if this name matches up. I do that, and I was like, you know what? I think this is actually real. Reply back. They didn't reply back. I followed back up with them. Yeah, we already filled the. We'll keep your mind for the next opportunity. And I was just like, well, is this a learning experience? But I was just like, I wish I would have caught that sooner. But with Adidas, it was the same thing. It was a third party that reached out to me out of LA, actually. And I read it, and I had to sign a non-disclosure before we even talked about what the brand and what the opportunity was.
That's when you know it's real.
And that's when I knew
right
it was
there.
real. That's when I knew it was
right
real.
there.
I had to
That
sign that.
non-disclosure
I had to
is
sign a
big.
non-disclosure, and that was the first time I ever had to do that. So I was like, "Oh, this is real. this is for sure real."
Yes.
But I don't buy it. I'm looking for the mess up, for the fault I'm looking for the fault in
Right.
everything. So I still researched the company, made sure the name on the emails matched up with the company on the page. Went to the Instagram, went to the website, went to this. I searched who the founders are, who the company is. I searched everything in detail first before I respond back. So I'm like, okay, I know, like this is real. But the non-disclosure is really what put the top in on. I was like, okay, I never had to sign this before. So she was like, yeah. So are you able to sign this? So I signed it, sent it over. Come to find out, it was Adidas. So I was like, oh
Really
snap!
them,
Like
yes.
this is crazy. So and we got on a call. She's like, what do you think your rate is? Like, what do you want to do for this?
So they're asking you your
They're asking
rates.
me my rate.
Woo!
They're asking me my rate. And that's always a great feeling when it's
Yes.
like, when it's not like, here's what the budget is, what it is, and you kind of got to try.
They're giving you the opportunity to say, hey, we want you.
Right.
You tell us your rate.
Tell us your rate.
That's major.
So it was a great feeling, and since something like this is all a lot of stuff, I do a lot of things on social media, and a lot of people doesn't know what goes on behind the scenes.
They don't.
A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, like just seeing me post about I'm working with Adidas, I'm doing this, you think, oh my God, this dude he's huge. But behind the scenes, I'm nervous. I'm on the phone. She's like, so yeah, what is your rate for what do you? And I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like I've never been asked this question. But like, do I say something astronomically high because I know it's Adidas, so I know they got money. So do I say something crazy high, or do I say something low, but like and hope we keep working? Like what? Like I'm like, what do I say? So I'm like, so what is the scope of work again? She's like, we're looking for 2 videos and maybe a post. Let's just say I say like 500. Okay, perfect. And I'm like, dude,
you know they got it.
I'm like,
500. You damn right, they got it.
I'm like, dude, I should have said something much higher than that. Dude, I was with the rate that the price.
But obviously, you were caught off guard, and
yes.
I think that's normal. I mean, you normally be used to, of course, their pay, but
yes.
this was turned around like,
what is your rate?
Right, and
what
it's like you were caught off guard, like, oh, hey.
So I gave them a number, and they were kind of just like, she didn't even flinch.
Okay.
She didn't go,
no problem.
She didn't go, I was like, dude, I should have asked for way more. I'm like, I would go to my girlfriend, I'm like, dude, like, she's like, it's okay, I'm like, dude, I should have asked for like way more. But I'm like, all right, granted, I got an opportunity with Adidas.
Bingo, that's like, on your resume.
Yeah,
that's the mark. That's
companies that I work for. So, and I made some crazy fire content. So, I loved every bit of it. Like, I got to say I worked with a shoe company. And it was just one-time work, so a lot of people thought it was like a monthly thing. So my thing is like all the companies that I worked with before that are not monthly, I'm gonna reach back out to them to see like, hey, is there any? Just following back up, is there any other opportunities coming up? Any projects? Anything upcoming that
you definitely have to keep. One thing I learned in this industry is very small, and you got to keep good relationships with people too.
Yes, and that's my one thing.
Always.
That's my one thing. I always keep a good relationship. Good relationships with people will get you much further than what you know. All the knowledge doesn't matter. All the knowledge in the world, but if you have a good relationship with somebody, that will get you much, much further. And that's what I do with everybody that I come across in this industry, even in life. Like forget the industry, just in life in general. Like I try to keep a good relationship and good standards with everybody. So it's not like oh, you think of my name? Oh, you get a bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
If I say Angie, I'm like I don't really know. Like, I mean, she's good.
Yes.
I love her.
Right.
Angie's great. Like,
the industry's so small, you'll be surprised. Especially the more you get out there.
Yeah.
I work with such and such. Oh, I know him.
That's crazy.
That's how you want to
I
keep
met
your
him on a
name.
project
Yes.
back in 2014. Oh my God, that's what I loved him. It was great. You never know. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. But 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, you never know who somebody you may have worked with, and they ask that person, "Do you know anybody that we can pick for this role? Like, I'm out of people. Do you know anybody?" And they pull a person from 2014 that they met in a project, and it's like, bro, what made you even think of me? Like, and that has happened before. Like, you're keeping good relationships with people I've never even met before on Instagram. But content creators, we're tight, we're close. Like, we're just like we have
you
we're in a
basically
pack.
gravitated a lot of relationships basically
On social media, just with other content creators. We do the same thing, and we know how hard and how crucial it is to have support and people that back you and follow you for what you do. So I have people that reach out to me like, hey bro, I got a brand, they're looking for people. I've mentioned you, like I never even met you in person before, and you're mentioning me to another brand. Like, so like it doesn't matter, like if you're just a good person, like a great individual, have good energy, that, people notice that, and if you producing good work, that just gets you an extra cherry on top as well. So it's like all those things. I reached out to people and told brands about other people. Like it's all just an ongoing thing. And you never know who you're gonna come across that can be the key.
That is true. So any words or philosophy that you live by?
Honestly, I don't. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to and come up with something like we'll be here all night. Like I really don't. Like I really don't have anything that I kind of live by. I just every day it's just like I just gotta keep working. I guess I can say that like every day.
That's the word right there.
I just gotta keep working.
And that's the mentality. Keep working.
I gotta keep grinding. Like every day I'm like, this is the post that's gonna blow up. Granted, it doesn't. But every post I make, that's what I say to myself. This is the post. This is the one this is the one that's gonna blow up. This is the one that's gonna take me over the top. But I just keep grinding, keep working, it obviously has got me somewhere in my career. Because many times I thought about quitting, where it's like
many times.
It's not.
Let's talk about the times that you felt like quitting, but obviously you turned around and you kept going.
Right. So like, I mean,
besides the whole agency thing.
Right. Right. That's one of the times. That's one of the times.
I can imagine. I know some people don't talk about it. Rejection. Obviously, you're gonna get rejected.
You got
more than usual.
More than the yeses are gonna.
Yes, but I'm telling you, when that one yes, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Believe it. That's all because the door's open.
Correct.
The door's open. You're gonna get a lot of no's, and that's fine. You got to look at that opportunity wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But that yes, I'm telling you, when that yes comes, it become another yes, and another yes, another yes. Because believe me, people are watching.
They are.
Even when you think they're not, they are watching.
They're not reacting.
Even if
talking about
because some people say, I see like on social media a lot. You see people, well, I don't get the support and people don't share. Trust me, they're watching.
They're watching.
Do not stop. They're watching.
They are watching.
You got to keep going.
I promise you, they are watching.
Yes.
I promise you, this is time they're watching. I can't even tell you guys how many times I've been in the store and I run across a person that from school or from whatever that follows me on social media. Bro, oh my God! As soon as they see me, the first thing they don't want to talk to me about is how's modeling going. How'd you get into? That's the first thing they want to talk about, right? And every time it's like, dude, you know all this about me. I didn't even know you follow me on social media because you don't react to anything I post.
Oh my
God! So I didn't even know you even had me on social media. But the fact you know all this, how's you still work at the jewelry brand, bro? Like you still doing? So they trust me, people.
And I learned that because somebody told me, put something on your page and then put something in your story. When I did that, you see all the viewers. Like, you don't really see the viewers actually on your page, but in your stories, you see sometimes hundreds. I saw thousands and thousands. I'm like, wow, they are watching. Some people, they're just watchers. And some people, they, react, they share, whatever. You get a lot of that, but sometimes you just look at it.
I'm going to tell you right now, the support is going to come from the people that you don't know.
Bingo.
Before it becomes from the people that you know.
It always does.
So how it works is the people that I do not know, people that I have never met, they're telling brands about me. I know a guy, this guy right here, but he's a great... I never met you.
When I met you instantly, with Sherry Gerhardt, and I'm like, we gotta have him on the show. Like instantly, your energy obviously attract. He's doing things, blah blah blah. Right. Just being you, obviously.
And when honestly, when you said that, what a lot of people do, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe you. Okay, I didn't believe you. So I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because a lot of people talk.
Oh.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
A lot of people will say. Yeah, man, let's do it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna reach out.
The spur of the moment.
The spur of the moment, because they feel guilty if they don't say it. So it's like, yeah, man, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, and so I don't listen to people.
Right.
I don't. I'm like,
your actions.
I always say, okay, yeah, for sure, man, yeah.
Follow me, blah blah blah.
Right. If I never hear nothing from you. Now, if I hear something from you, right. Now,
I remember.
Right. Now, if I hear something back from you, then I go, oh, they weren't playing. They were
and I'm not playing. I see.
Yeah, you weren't playing.
A lot of people, because it's not just with the podcast, but even like certain model opportunities. I'll forward it on. I mentor a few models, so I do a lot of different things. So when sometimes I just see something in people, like. Yeah. It's like you said, that energy, you can read people's energies. Yep. I can read people's energies as well. And it's like, I know, like, okay, we gotta have this guy just like you. Like, he's doing things, his energy's amazing, blah, 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 blah. And it don't take long to read a person's energy. It doesn't at all. What life experience or lessons you have learned thus far? Because obviously you have a long journey ahead, but thus far, because, you haven't been in it that long, but even being in it at a short time, you've done a lot.
I've done a lot.
A lot.
I don't give myself enough credit.
You should, because not just the brands that you modeling or, showcasing, but just the fact that you kept going. Because not a lot of people can face, number one, rejection. And in any entertainment business, that's like the number one people face. If it's not peer pressure, it's going to be rejection. Those top two. And for you to just say, keep going, like one thing didn't work, I'm keep going. Another opportunity is going to come. Another's going to come. And I always tell people, like, some things are not for you.
Yeah,
but what is for you, trust me, you're going to shine at it. And you're going to shine so bright.
It's so hard, though. Is that is like, oh, just because it didn't work, I just go to the next thing. It's very hard and tough because it's like you said, what's not for you, it's just not for you. But it's like you feel deep down in your soul that this is it. Like this is what was for me. You know, this is like I feel like I trained, I studied, I did everything I did everything I possibly could, and I still failed.
Never look at it as you failed.
I don't.
Some people do. I know some people do.
Some people look at it as you fail.
And you feel discouraged. You know, you will, especially if it's something, whatever it is. Because I'm sure it's just like a job, for example. You know, you want this job. The job is paying much. It's in the right areas. You have the degrees or whatever it is, and you apply, and it's like, then you apply again. It's like, oh, you just don't get it. And I always say, and it's just the spiritual part of me, I guess I say, is just not for you. Because something that's for you, like,
it's gonna be obvious.
I put it this way, God has a plan. The plan was already written.
Correct.
Each one of us, the plan was already written. So what's meant to happen, it will happen. If it takes 50 times. Correct. A lot of top models that was on Tyra Banks' show auditioned damn near 10 times. One of the Miss Americas was, I think it was at 2019, audition damn near 9-10 times each year, failing, didn't make it. It took that 10th time, and that had to suck because it's like every year, and you only once a year with this,
right?
So that could be so obviously discouraging. You got to be a strong individual to say, you know what,
you do.
I'm gonna try another game. I'm gonna try again.
I'm coming back.
Yes. Okay. Y'all wanna get tired of my face? Well, you gonna pick me,
right? You gotta pick me.
She ain't going nowhere. Look, we might as well.
You gotta be a strong-minded individual. You gotta be a strong. You gotta have faith. A lot of people say you gotta be delusional because I mean you gotta be crazy mentally. Like people come up with other things, and what I say or what I always say, I say to my girlfriend, you gotta be able to trick your brain. You got to
trick your brain.
And what I mean by that is very easy to trick your brain. Let's say you go on a diet, right? This is gonna be the greatest example.
That's a perfect example.
You must be on a diet right now.
Yes. It's a perfect example.
This is a perfect example, right?
It's so hard.
So let's say you go on a diet, right? And you like, I'm not eating chips, I'm not eating pop, I'm not drinking pop, I'm not doing it. I mean, you got all the things that you're not supposed to eat, and you're going, boom, cut it out, boom. Your brain is going to literally say, I mean, if I just you already know.
It's hard. It's hard, especially when people are around you snacking, eating, right in front of your face. Like, oh my God.
And your brain just goes, I mean, it's only
just
gonna be a little bit.
Just for today. Work it out tomorrow.
Right. It's very easy to trick your brain to make you do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing. Let's face it, our souls are naturally sinners.
Right.
And we naturally are, like, we know we ain't supposed to be doing this, but it's just knowing that, like, I mean, like, if I just, you find a way to trick your brain to do something that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to trick your brain to do the stuff that you need to do, that you got to get it done. So you gotta figure out a way to trick your brain to say, okay, I'm coming back again, and the reason I'm coming back again is because if I come back again next year, then I'll be able to figure out how the ropes. I knew this last year. I knew the problems that I had last year. I know where I failed at. I know I need to work on. So now I can come back, work on that. Boom, or whatever you got to be. If you're trying to run 5 miles a day, if I don't run, I know I'm gonna be a fat, sloppy SOB.
Exactly.
Right? I know if I don't run. That's what some people need to say to themselves, even though you're not. But I mean, that's what you say to yourself to make sure. If I don't do this, I used to think, honestly, before I turned 21. You know, they used to always say, don't smoke before you're 18, and don't drink before you're 21. They used to always say this at school. Don't smoke, don't drink before. I swear, I used to always think if you did that before that age, you would die.
Oh.
That's what I always said to myself. Because I used to think, okay, why are they saying don't do that then? Don't do it before this age. So obviously, if they're saying don't do it before this age, you're going to die before you do that. Granted,
it would make sense why you think that, because it's like, what's the difference if you're 18? Or
right. What's the difference? Like, your body is just what's the difference? So I used to think, what's the difference? So, and plus, I always played sports growing up. I used to play sport. Athletes don't do that. Come to find out, athletes are the biggest. Come to find out,
the biggest ones. Yes.
But I swear, I used to think that people used to. You really thought that? I mean, that's how I tricked my brain, though. Like, I tricked my brain to think, don't do this, because if you do it before this age, you die. Which is why I really did not have my first drink until 21.
21.
After 21, I was never a drinker until 21, and I was like, I'm still really not like a heavy drinker, but like I still don't, because like I didn't do it growing up. So it's like, why
Totally.
do it now? Like you didn't really, I didn't do it when I was growing up. So it's like, I don't do any of that. So it's like, you got to be able to trick your brain to figure out, know what you got to do, know what you got to get done to find the results. You got to be a strong individual to keep failing and coming back, not seeing the support, not seeing the love, not getting the views, not getting the brands reaching out to you, not getting the support, not getting the views, not getting the content. You got to be straight. It is a very tough road, but anything is tough in life.
Right.
So it's like, do you want to be tough because you got no money, or you want to be tough because you're always working and you got money? Which one which tougher do you want to live?
Sheesh.
Which one do you want to live? So I mean, it's all gonna be tough. If you ain't got no money, you can't pay your bills. That life is tough.
That is.
If you're always working and you grinding and you getting it done, and your food is on the table, you grinding, but you ain't tired. But now you tired because you work so much.
Right.
That's tough. Which tough do you want to live? That's something. That's just something to think
You're
about.
gonna still battle one or the other.
You gotta battle something.
Something.
Everything in life has pros and cons. Everything. No matter if you go to school full time, no matter if you work, no matter if you drive this car, no matter if you got. Yeah, you drive this car. That's a great thing, right? But all the problems that come with driving this car are X.
Right.
If I drive this POS car, all the problems that yes, I don't have a note, but all the problems that come with this car is always in the shop. This car is always something like it. Like everything has pros and cons.
Exactly.
Everything has an issue. You got to figure out how to navigate it. Nothing is gonna be perfect. So it's just gonna be which one do you want to put up with? That's literally
That's a good way of putting
that's
it.
literally all it is.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to put up with? Okay, I could put up with working all the time and having money. I don't want to be broke and homeless and like if you don't want to be that, it's gonna be tough either way it goes. So just pick.
Pretty much.
Just pick which one it is. I mean, I remember going to college and my dad was like, I didn't understand it then because everyone goes off to school, goes off to the big universities and does this and does that, goes to the sorority and gets this and gets and it's like I want to do that. That's what everybody else says they're doing.
Exactly.
Right? My dad's like, dude, it don't matter if you go to Ivy Tech down the street. That's the community college. In Indiana. It don't matter if you go to Ivy Tech Community College down the street or you go to Texas A&M. It's the same education.
Somebody says it.
It's all about how much do you want to pay for your education.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's as a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 18-year-old saying that to me then, what do you think going through my head? Bro, I don't care what you're saying. Send me to Texas. Send me to Texas. And what are you talking about, bro? I don't care what you're saying, bro. But so I stay local at home for school and now sitting back.
I mean, it made sense because those bigger universities are more money.
That's just something to think about.
You're gonna still battle one or the other.
You gotta battle something.
Something.
Everything in life has pros and cons. But so I stay local at home for school and now sitting back.
I mean, it made sense because those bigger universities are more money.
Well,
a lot more money.
For no reason.
A lot compared to a local
community college.
You get the same education, depending on what you're going for, obviously.
If you're going for computer science and blah blah blah, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Or you be a teacher, something like that. Something like why go to a big university for that?
To learn the same education that you can learn right down the street for a fraction of the cost.
Bingo.
So now in my life, of him saying that, a lot of things my parents say click in my head and say, oh, that's why they say that. It's full circle life moments now.
It's
because
good
I'm
that
older
you can
now.
look at it that way as you, even though like then you probably looked at it as like no. But now, as you get older, you understand it better.
I understand.
Not many people can say, they understand their parents, or hey, my parents was best.
I tell my parents all the time.
Yeah.
I tell them,
you recognize
I was
that.
right. Like, I didn't understand.
Not many people do. You should always recognize, give flowers to your parents.
I didn't understand what y'all was saying.
Yes.
It was going on. I always was listening because y'all say it 24/7, but I wasn't understanding it because you got to recognize you're never gonna understand things in life unless you go through them. A person's never gonna understand.
Bingo.
Never gonna understand it.
Bingo.
Never gonna understand it.
Bingo. You said the key words. Unless you go through it, because anybody could tell you anything, parents or whoever, but you have to allow your child to experience something so they can look back and say, okay, I understand, or yeah, you guys are right. But you gotta give them some type of leeway. You got to.
You can't keep them
free them a little bit.
You can't keep them on a leash.
No,
because if you keep them on a leash, that's just gonna make your child grow through the most sneaky, most devious person ever in the history ever. Because you don't let them do nothing. So okay, I gotta sneak to do my stuff. why'd you sneak out? You never let me go out. So
Bingo.
of course I'm gonna sneak out. Of course, when I get the inkling of freedom, I'm about to do everything under the sun.
Because you don't let me do nothing. You don't let me do nothing. You're so strict.
The reason I'm such a chill, like I'm not too crazy. I don't do too much crazy. So my parents let me have people. My parents let me have my friends over. My parents love to have people over and love to have a good time.
Right.
Parties, New Year's Eve, my birthday parties, this, my dad's party. But look, my parents love to host. They love to have parties. So like, I invite people over. I invite a couple friends. I don't have the house trash, or I don't have the I don't have it crazy. I don't have a big crowd, or I'm not doing outdoor.
They obviously trust you too.
I stay with the same group of people. They know the people that I'm always with is either with these buddies or these with these people. Or we y'all know what we're doing. Like it's civil stuff because we always get to do this. So it ain't like we gotta overextend or over and do crazy stuff when we are alone because our parents you allow us to do this. So a lot of that goes into. I mean, I correlate everything.
Yeah.
I correlate everything like to one another. Like I can correlate modeling to playing basketball. I can correlate me sitting here.
So you got any like role models or anyone you inspirational that you look up to? That's whether it's content creation or whether it's modeling, any of that. Anybody that you look up to?
I can say. It depends on the aspect. It depends on that thing. So like as far as like. When it comes down to like managing money and being smart with my money and saving my money and knowing what to do with it, knowing what to do with it and investing and stuff like that, like being money management smart wise, that's my dad. Like all day long. My dad was broke growing up. Like I don't know how many stories he's told me about like what it was like him growing up. He didn't have much. I mean, he lost this, he lost that, didn't have access to this anymore because he was dumb and stupid with his money. Like I feel like everybody has those experiences.
Even me, I could say that.
Right. We all and we. I'm like it's something.
Especially if you're used to not having.
Correct.
And then you finally have. It's like your first thing, as many people like when you
go buy the most expensive
that you never had. Correct. It's like, and then you get crazy, and then you realize how money acts quick to be gone. It's so quick to be gone. That's why you gotta always manage and save. One thing I learned is save. And it's good that you mentioned your dad. Obviously, he's been an inspiration to you. And most people would not say their parents. They'll say someone famous or someone well known. But you're giving props to your dad, and that's big.
It is big because I know a lot of people say I look up to Gucci Man. Like he don't even know you, dude. Like you don't know him. He don't know you. What did he personally say to you to do in your life that you don't know him? So it's like I look up to people that are around me because I mean the people that are around you are obviously the people that guided you and raised you,
and they're the most influential
in your life. I can promise you, Future was very motivational and inspirational to me for his background story of how he became the artist he became, certain lyrics and stuff. But I mean, I don't look up to him
I don't look and the things he do. Right,
some of the things he said, background story, like some of the things he said, he went through, how to get like a lot of artists, a lot of people have a ton of amazing background stories of this is what got them there. Yes, cool. I like certain pieces of that, but like who I look up to, like I mean. Look up to my dad as far as that. I mean, my mom has shown me how to. My mom is very outgoing. That's where I get the outgoing.
I get
very outgoing. Like,
shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom. She really is a really outgoing, talkative people person. She says I'm the talker. She said she can't. She said I can't talk. She said she can't talk and pronunciate a lot of like sentences and come up with things on the fly. How I can do. I'm like, Mom, you can meet somebody right now. I promise you can find out a way to get their social security number from them. I promise you, like you're very good at that. So like she's really talking, really friendly. Like I get that from her. Like I look up to the people around me because that is who shapes and who molds me to be the individual that I am.
I think on here it also mentioned with your mom doing like fashion events and stuff like that. So let's talk about that. Yeah.
So like our business that we have is Muse Networking.
Muse Networking.
Yeah, Muse Networking. So like what that is, my mom, being the amazing person that she is, very outgoing. Like she's networking. My mom loves to network. Loves network. Loves to meet people and learn about what they do and how it can benefit not only her but benefit that person. Oh, I know a person that also does this. But they're looking for somebody that can do this. And she'll network and put them together. I'm like, dude.
I always say network. You can go further networking than anything else.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to.
I'm not afraid to anymore now. Like every year, I'm looking to try different things, try new things. So like my biggest thing I'm gonna do in this year is networking with people. Like even though like I always have done it, but like I'm making it like a point. Like,
but you know what? You said something earlier about reading energies. I think that's a big thing with networking, because sometimes you're not gonna feel the need to network with people that you know don't fit your energy.
That's true.
Or you know they're not approachable.
That's true.
In certain situations. But if you know, like, you sit next to somebody and y'all talking and you're vibing, or even somebody that's performing,
absolutely,
or anything like that, exchange phone numbers or social media. Hey, absolutely. I like what you do, blah, blah, blah. Because you never know. They might have a situation or event that they might need you.
Absolutely.
Boom, here you are.
And that's what it really comes down to with a lot of different things. So, I mean, like, I'm making it a point this year because I watched my mom a ton and get to like where she's gotten in her career with this and just in life, like with just networking, like she makes it so easy. Some people are like just like scared to go up and start talking to people.
Yeah,
that's what
it's intense. It's intense. It can be, especially because you don't know, like how they are, or are they approachable? That's the biggest thing. Are they? Some people might give you attitude or snob vibes.
They do.
I'm not walking up to you. I can sense that. I'm not going over there.
And what I realized, like with a lot of like what I do. I tell my girlfriend this all the time. How I break the ice with a conversation. I crack a joke.
Crack a joke.
Easy. Easy. And because this is what this is gonna tell me. If I crack something, if I crack like a simple joke, like okay, you get that, like that's understandable, you get that. People will chuckle or they'll laugh.
Right.
But if I crack a joke and this person, I get no energy. I'm cracking
this.
Yeah, right. I'm cracking
so serious.
Right. I'm cracking a joke to get energy and read that room. That's why I'm cracking this joke. So if I crack a joke and like you don't flinch, you don't move, you just like okay, either you didn't hear me or like you just don't want to be bothered, or like you are not in the mood for any of this right now. Like so that's why I'm cracking the joke to read the energy. So I mean, you get like one pass, I crack another one. All right, leave you alone.
Exactly.
I'm leave you alone.
At least you know, like instantly you know.
That's how I know. So who's not gonna laugh at a funny joke? Like, and we had like an event or like a social gathering or like it's a group of people. Like when people are talking, like I'm like, oh man, that's that. Man, I kind of read who says something, who laughs, who acknowledges like kind of like what I said. If like I don't see that happening, then okay, I know.
So do you have any like upcoming shows, events coming up?
No, I really don't. I feel like I'm saying I don't, but I feel like I do. I don't.
If you don't have nothing going, what are your plans?
Well, like what I do, I like find events and things like as they pop up, kind of. What I do, because what I do is I do everything on my own. Everything is on my own, so I create and shoot everything myself. I always have something and stuff that I'm working on. That always. I always have work and content that I gotta send out, that I gotta send to brands, that I gotta post on social media, that I gotta email or whatever. I always have stuff I'm working on. That's
always.
I always have work and content that but like events, like things that I gotta get to or go to, like that. No, but I have a lot of things in the background. That's one thing about me. I don't like speaking things until they actually happen.
Until they actually happen.
I don't like doing that. Like I don't like prematurely. Oh my god! Like I didn't even bring up Adidas to people and tell them that I was working with. I just signed this until I signed the contract, and then like okay,
because some people will block your blessings with their negative energy. Now I'm not telling you nothing.
It's not even that. That's not even the reason why. The reason I do that is because like let's say a brand reaches out to me, right, and they say, hey man, we really like what you have. Like we want to talk to you further about blah blah. And then I go on social media. Oh my god, like such and such just reached out to me.
Then they'll do it.
Not even that. The reason, sometimes though, but not even that. Like they'll say, oh my god, I'm about to work with blah 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 blah. But let's say something happens and we actually don't work.
Oh yeah.
So then you prematurely said this. Everybody's
publicly.
Now you publicly said this. It was never finalized. They reached out to you, but people get eager and want to post about it, and it doesn't happen. And then what does that happen now? Now people saying this dude's a liar. He always said he working with somebody, but then I don't ever see nothing from it. So what's that all about? So then people deem you a liar, faulty. You're not credible at that point, and people looking for a reason for you to fail.
Yep.
So if they got something for you to fail, they just stacking up the information for you to fail at that point. They're like, oh, this dude, he can't got this, he ain't got this. So I don't ever say anything or post. Like, it's stuff that goes on behind the scenes. A lot of things, I don't even post about it. I'm kind of always doing stuff, but I never post about it.
That's smart.
Because
Believe
it's like,
it or not, that's smart.
One, I don't like people always kind of like knowing where I'm at. I don't
Yeah.
like people knowing where I'm at, or kind of like what I'm doing. And if I pop up, like when I worked with Adidas, I popped up on my Instagram story like Adidas just sent this out to me. I made a video, boom, boom, boom. People are like, bro, what the heck? It's just because
Them silent moves.
It catches them
Silent
off by surprise.
moves.
It catches them off by surprise. People don't got to know any and everything you're doing.
Right.
Some people like they can't live without social media. Oh my god, I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
Every
I'm doing this.
step. I'm
Bro,
at the grocery store. I'm getting my nails done, my hair
everybody
done.
doesn't have to know.
I'm about to get into a fight. This lady.
right. You literally, everybody does not have to know any and everything you do. They don't have to know that. So like, I don't post a lot on social media. I don't post unless it's about a brand that I'm
Right.
with.
Same with me. Every now and then the kids or something with business, but keep it simple.
I keep it simple. I don't
Keep it
post about
simple.
brands. Like I don't like people
Because you don't want to be one of the people that it's always so.
It's always.
God, I just like, do I want to stay friends with one? I'm tired of you at this point.
There's always something, and you never want to be a person that's
Yes.
always something going on. Because when there's always something going on, somebody say your name, bro. This dude, man, there's always something with this dude. He's either his cat just died, or his car won't start, or his shoes is this, or he ain't got no money for this, or he begging
That's
me for
the
this,
reason
or
to either unfriend.
unfollow. Yep.
Sometimes you're gonna go through things. I get it. You need to vent.
Right, correct.
But when it's
Correct.
all
It's
the
all-
time, it's draining. You draining my energy.
Right.
Please.
Right, right. But a lot of people also say that social media is very fake too, which it really is.
It is. I would agree on
Because
that.
ain't nobody talking about
I agree.
what ain't going on. Like they not talking about that,
We know.
which I'm a culprit too. Like I always show like good stuff on my social media. I don't talk about like, let's say I'm broke or I ain't got this or this is going on. My car won't start. I have to go get a battery. My alternator. Nobody's talking about that, right? Nobody wants to speak about that, which I don't know why, because we all go through the same stuff.
True.
In a different
That
time
is
span.
true.
In a different time span. I'm sure you didn't have a moment where your car didn't start. I'm sure you didn't have a moment where your car didn't start.
Yeah, actually, I got it. My guy just bought me a new car because I was driving his because mine was down recently.
Like,
and I posted I got me a new car.
It may not, right.
So you don't know what I've been through. You don't know my
She
story.
posted about that new car, but she ain't posted about when it was down.
Exactly.
Look at me, I got this new.
You don't even know my business.
That's literally my point.
Yes.
That's my point. But we all do it though, you know.
We do.
But I don't understand why, or I also don't understand like why people are talking about a person because they don't have XYZ.
Right.
Okay, let's say this person doesn't have XYZ, right? You don't have ABC, right? That person may not have XYZ, but you're lacking ABC, and that person is really good at ABC. Because he doesn't have XYZ, you're gonna talk about him. I never that is something I also don't understand either. Because that person may not have the latest Jordans or the latest whatever.
I always believe in encouraging people.
Yeah.
I just have a strong thing of encouraging. And I think too many people live on materialistics.
Correct.
Stuff comes and goes.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't care what it is.
Correct.
Especially in this new day and age of style.
Yeah.
Comes and goes.
Comes and goes.
Look at back in the I would say 70s. Back then, when we look at them, what they wore then.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Did you see?
Completely different.
Colorful. It was just colorful. Everything. Like y'all wore that.
Yeah.
Y'all wore that back then. I couldn't.
Right.
But that's just the trend. Like
Right.
everything is a trend. That's why materialistic to me don't matter because it's a trend.
And you know the reason.
Like what you're wearing right now. Watch 20 years from now.
They'll look at this and be like, dude, what does
I'm
he
not
have
wearing
on?
that.
Yeah, what
Exactly.
what does that dude have on? Like,
it's a trend. That's
Right.
how I look at fashion. It's a trend.
you know why is like you saying like you wouldn't wear that? The reason you wouldn't wear that is because that's not what's going on right now.
Right. That's
So
what
it's
it
not
means.
it's not
Yes.
that you wouldn't wear it. It's just this isn't what things are going on right now. If you wear this now, people are gonna definitely look at you like, all right, what are you wearing, dude? Like why are you wearing that? But fashion.
It's a circus or
just a circle.
something.
It's just a circle though, because eventually them clothes from them 70s, it's gonna come back into fashion 5 years, 10 years down the line, and then everybody's gonna be wearing that. Then me wearing this is gonna look like
One thing I love style is bell bottoms.
Yeah.
I think at least back then when they wore bell bottoms, I think bell bottoms was pretty dope back then.
Yeah, it actually is.
I think they'll still be dope right now. To be honest, that's one style. Like I would actually wear some bell
a lot
bottoms.
of my pants are like the big like this. They go over the pant. They go over the shoe like this. So a lot of my pants are like this. It's from a brand Black Taylor that I work with. So a lot of them go over the shoe like this, and they're like baggy, like so they can get even baggier than this. So a lot of people said, like, "Dude, why you wearing bell bottoms?" Like,
me personally,
first of all, these ain't bell bottoms. Second of all, even if they were, I make them look good. So what difference?
I prefer them to be wide instead of tight.
Right.
I don't think that's my preference.
The
like
slim and skinny.
You want to breathe.
Yeah. Back when I was younger, skinny jeans and slim jeans was in. So I was slim jeans, skinny jeans. I was on them big. But now it's just like, bro, I can't wear those right now. Mm-hmm. Like and I really like these a lot better because like it just goes over the shoe and you really never know like what shoe. You can never really see the full shoe either.
Bingo, that is true.
Because like you don't know
it's over.
You don't know if the shoe.
So it don't matter if it don't match or not.
You don't know if the shoe matches or not. All you can see is the toe of the shoe.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have been amazing on our show. I am so thankful to have you. Like everything is just amazing. You need to actually tell the viewers how they can follow you, even book you if possible.
Yes. So as far as like my Instagram is I.Meux. My last name iMeux. And then I have photography page, iMeux Photography, which is I.Meux Photography. And then I'm always, DMs, DMs, you can follow me, reach out to me there. Facebook is Matt J Meux, so that's my Facebook. And my TikTok is the same thing as I.Meux, so, and it's Meux, yeah. Let's let this show you guys,
Absolutely. He's representing style. I love it. I love the style. So make sure you guys follow. Make sure you guys DM, whatever, book him.
My Instagram, like I said, 99% of it is shot by me. You can tell the things that aren't because it's going to be a video. And the video, obviously, you can tell I can't do that by myself. So like the work, and it's always gonna be for the jewelry videos. Like that's not shot by me. That's my guy Jam. Jam.visuals. Follow my boy. That man is
definitely shout out. Any shout outs you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out for Jam, man. That man has always looked out after me, helped me, guided me, showed me things. And I'm very. This is the reason I shout out Jam. He's my biggest shout out because for the longest, this dude would never charge me. Mm-hmm. Never. I couldn't understand why. I still to this day I can't understand why. Because this dude still won't charge me now. I'll just have to send him money. He will never ask me for money.
That's because some people, even with me sometimes, or even with organizations, sometimes people will ask, some people doing it because they either like the organization or cause, or two, they just interested in you, and it's still a favor for a favor in a lot of situations.
At the end of this is how I get that, but since that's not my viewpoint, my brain won't allow me to see that. Since this is not my viewpoint, because I'm just
think about Live Out Loud charity, for example.
Okay.
Prime example. A lot of times when we did that, we did it technically for free. We were donating money or whatever for ticket sales or whatever. A lot of models would be wanting money. All this rehearsal and all this stuff we have to do, this walks, hours and hours of walking.
But on the flip side, if you're getting something out of it,
that's what I mean. Favor for favor. Think about it. He's filming you, right?
Yeah.
That's good content for him too, believe it or not.
I know it is.
Because it's showing his work, and then you being known out there doing your thing is still a way of promotion. So it's favor for favor. Everything isn't about money. I tell people that all the time. Some people think money, I want to get paid. Yeah, you want to get paid. Don't get me wrong. But some things, it's okay to do things, whether it's for the community or certain causes, to not want a dime. It's okay. Believe me, it's okay.
It's just very hard for me to see it because I'm like, at the end of the day, I know you spending your money. You spending your time, the effort. Because I also know the background process now. Since I do photography.
Yeah. Also, that's why editing. It's time consuming.
You gotta chop the clips.
So you're like, he ain't charging me. He doing all.
So I would be like, the first time I met him at a meetup. It was like a big Chicago, like a lot of Chicago. It was a big meetup at a studio, and it was like a ton of photographers and a ton of models. And he was one of the people that I met there. and he came over and started taking pictures of me. He always trying to come up with different ideas, different visuals, different content. He always trying to come up with something different. And he put his phone underneath the lens, and I remember like, I'm like, what is this dude doing? So he put his phone underneath the lens, and when you look at the picture, it looked like it was a reflection. Well, like when he took the picture, it looked like the bottom half was like a reflection of me because the phone was black. And it looked like it was a reflection. It was dope. He came up with he loves coming up with different concepts, different ideas.
Wow.
So after that, I was like, bro, your work is crazy. Like I gotta work with you.
So even if he don't charge, fine, tip him. You can't go wrong with tipping, right?
So this is my thing though. The first time I met up with him to shoot, I was like, yeah, bro. So how much do I owe you? I'm asking him this. Like, let's say, Angie, how much do I owe you? And you direct the conversation somewhere else. And I was like,
you don't owe me nothing.
I was like, okay. I'm like, that was weird. I'm like, why did he start talking? I'm like, okay. So I DM'd him. Yo, bro, how much? Because me, how I am, I never want to get over on anybody.
Right.
I never wanted to be like, Matt got over on me. He was supposed to send me this money for this, and he didn't. So now.
And you got your proof. Hey, I tried to pay you something. Like, I don't want later down the line you looking for money. And I'm like, I tried.
I tried to. So I'm like, all right, after the second time, I ain't begging nobody to take my money, bro.
Exactly.
I was like, all right.
Okay, because look.
I'll probably keep it. Like, I ain't got no problem keeping it. So, I mean, me and him have worked for years. We still work now. He moved to Florida. He came back. He said nothing is like, no place is like Chicago. He moved to Florida. He didn't like it. He came back. We've been working for years, literally years. Never paid.
Y'all more friendship. That's more of a friendship. That's like a friendship.
That's what it is. He does.
And if you got true friends like that, they're not gonna really charge you though.
He does amazing. And the thing, like, dude, you do amazing freaking work. Dude. Like, I feel bad not paying you. So this is also a thing. If you look out for people will give you more than what really you're asking for because that relationship is there, or that trust is there, that friendship is there. They're looking to give you more. So the reason I used him for my Adidas video. I was like, bro, I just linked up with Adidas. Come on, bro, let's shoot something. Let's come up with something.
You included him, right?
I'm like, bro, you're the first person I thought of. Let's go create. He's like, bro, let's do it. I'm like, and I'm gonna pay you, bro. Do not try to tell me no, don't send you anything.
Don't you tell me
it's okay. I don't care what you say. He's okay. So now that I have his cash app, now that I have his cash app, I sent the money. He was like, bro, like, oh my god. And I like sending people more than what they think they're gonna get because he never gives me a price. I just send the money. So now like every time we shoot, I slide him something. I'm throwing you something. I don't care
just
what.
For your time.
For your time, for you being out here, for you helping me when when he's living in Florida. He came back here and visited for a week. Me and him linked up. Me, him, and my girlfriend linked up. He said, "Bro, you're doing big things now."
I know what you mean because I think that happened to Holly Berry. I remember somebody tried to sue her years and years later. Like, I helped you go to auditions and this and that. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, like.
How long ago was that? Now you got your hand out.
Right.
Woo, I'm telling you, people
look for something.
So I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
He came back and he was like, "You need." I'm like, "Bro, I got this lens." He's like, "Bro, you don't need this lens. You need this lens, this lens. You need to do this. You need to do this." So he's helped me. He's given me so much information. So it's just like I always give him props. Anytime I can give him a deal, or give him an opportunity, or give him anything, I try to make it happen. I'm trying to get him with my jewelry company. I'm trying to get him like locked in with that. I'm always trying because you've done like if you help me like I'm gonna help you. That's just what it is. So I try to do everything I can to make sure he makes it like when I make it as well.
Just remember bigger numbers next time they ask you what's your price.
Like when they ask me, what's your rate? All right, I'm gonna overshoot it.